What is going on, everybody? This is Boom Bat Recovery, and I am your host, Flores, back again with another episode, recovery, sobriety, and lifestyle, and everything in between. And today we're going to be talking about how we as alcoholics, we as problem drinkers or ex-problem drinkers can have shining examples of alcoholism and problematic drinking right in front of our faces, and we don't heed the warnings. We don't see the lessons put in front of us by other people's drinking, let alone our own. I was about 24, 25 years old. This was about, 7 years ago. And there was no end in sight as far as my drinking was concerned. It was problematic to say the least, but me in myself, I didn't think I needed to stop. Maybe I considered moderating or that alcohol was a common denominator in a lot of my, mishaps up until this point, but my bottom was nowhere near in sight. But that's not to say that I didn't have a problem with alcohol. Anyway, it was about 11:30 p.m. and I am at my mom's house, pretty sauced. I'm about 3/4 of the way through a bottle of vodka, and things come crashing down, so to speak. My mom's street corner has been historically pretty problematic when it comes to car accidents. So it's about 11:30, and I just hear this crash outside my mom's house, and we're pretty used to it. Like I said, this is a kind of a weird street corner. There's always accidents, fender benders, some more serious than others. So it wasn't too surprising that we heard a crash, right? So I come running out. It's 11:30 p.m. It's kind of late. Um, and The community in this area kind of is used to it as well, and they come out, and it's a Tesla that had smashed into a telephone pole, or a light pole rather, and right across the street from my mom's house. And I'm talking about literally right across the street. And I cross the street all the time. I park my car across the street. It's a pretty busy intersection there, both for cars and for people that live in the area. So it's a Tesla, smashes into this light pole, and we're gonna play the video, and I'm going to give you guys kind of like a play-by-play from the footage that I managed to record. Like I said, I was pretty drunk, right? And it turns out that the operator of this vehicle was under the influence, severely under the influence, and he turns out he had been coming up the main street, which is a main street that goes north and south in the city, and had been just ramming into vehicles, smashing shit on his way up towards, where he eventually crashed, which is right outside my mom's house. And I came out and I was one of the first to react. The Tesla was on fire. Sparks were flying, smoke engulfed the inside of the car. And I didn't think twice. I went over there, and me and another person actually managed to pull the guy out of the vehicle because he was incapacitated. He got knocked out. I don't know if it was from the crash or he eventually just blacked out. I don't know what happened. We didn't know how to open the Tesla doors, so it took us a while, but we managed to get him out. And this is what I recorded. I didn't record the actual moment where we took him out because obviously I was dragging him out, but I did manage to get some footage, and I just want to kind of go through it play by play and break down what was going on in my mind, and having this blatant example of what where alcohol can take you. I didn't heed any of the warnings, and I continued drinking, and the rest is history, or the rest is future, because this particular incident never left my mind. It was an incident where yeah, I don't know, maybe I reacted on instinct to help this guy, but I remember it for the rest of my life and how it didn't stop me from drinking. So let's get into this play by play. We're gonna play some of these clips, and I'm gonna pause it when and then give you some commentary. So let's take a look. So as you can see here, the Tesla is on fire. Sparks are flying. I don't know if it's the battery. I don't know. I don't know anything about Teslas or what happens when they crash. As you can see, there's a lot of vehicles coming down the street. It's a pretty busy intersection. It turns out this guy was smashing into things for about a mile until he crashed here. You can see this lady was trying to put the fire out with a bottle of water. God bless her. So I'm there. We pulled this guy out, right? You guys are going to see him right now. He was in that vehicle and it was smoky, and me and this other guy managed to pull him out. So let's see. There he is.
Fucking idiot right here. Fucking dumbass right here.
This is before the paramedics and the ambulance and the firefighters got there. It was me and this guy, I believe, right here, managed to pull him out. Literally right across the street, man. These are all my neighbors right here.
Bro, look at this shit, man. Oh, look at that.
Okay, so this is where I want to give you guys a little bit of a scoop. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to let the clip play, but listen to my voice. I'm a little upset at this person for drinking and driving, even though I had done it several times and would continue to do so. This person, he got me upset because I crossed the street all the time. And the fucked up part was that a young lady was actually killed crossing the street by a driver that was going just way too fast up and down the street. So when this happened and we knew that he was drunk, it upset a lot of us neighbors because we know that a lot of his residents crossed the street. That's besides the point. I was just a little drunk and needed somebody to blame for something. And you can hear it in my voice. So just check it out. You can kind of hear it in my voice.
Bro, look at this shit, man. Oh, look at that shit. Look at that shit. That's the motherfucking Teslas for you, bro. Look at that shit. That's why we pulled that motherfucker out. Even if he's a drunk driver, he's alive. He deserves to live at least.
I was a little righteous there, you know? But as you can see, look, the car is smoking inside. From the time he crashed to the time the paramedics got here, there's literally a fire department on that corner. You know, I grew up here. There's a fire department there. I knew they weren't going to take long, but I didn't know anything about these Teslas. I didn't know if it was going to blow up. I didn't know if he was going to die from the smoke. So we pulled him out, and the paramedics, firefighters got there pretty quickly. Took about, a couple minutes since it's so close, but we managed to get him out.
To fucking see his sentence, bro, because that's not cool. Look at that shit. No, fuck. He could have hit somebody, bro, like for real, bro. My house.
So that's how close it was. That's where I was. And
out
there. And that's where the crash happened.
What's the hell going on, bro?
And this was after the fact. This was 20-30 minutes later, and the car was still on fire. They couldn't get it out. I mean, with these electrical fires, I'm sure it's a lot more difficult to put them out.
30 minutes later, bro. 30 minutes later, bro.
You can hear it in my voice. I'm pretty sauced up.
Dude, should blow up. He really could have killed.
And there we are. Do a little close-up. Do a little close-up for you guys. That was like 24, 25. Had no shame. I was in my underwear, y'all. I was in my Fruit of the Looms. Rescued this guy, talking shit, recording him. So here he is. Here's the perp.
Somebody, look. Look. He looked like he's about to throw up on him. Look at him. Oh, right here.
He was out of it, dude. Out of it.
Here. Right here. Look at that. He could have killed anybody, dude, right there. Oh, that's my block right there, man. This is my block. Oh, this could have killed somebody. People come flying up here all the time.
Oh, this is the
all the damn time, man.
Area right here, bro.
All the damn time.
They crashed like a month ago.
So I think this was a prior clip they had just got in there to him.
Never a cool day, you know. That's shit. I'm telling you, my block. I live right there, bro. I'm telling you, never.
Got all the nosy neighbors. There he
Dumbass
is.
right here, John. Fuck.
And that's it, guys. God bless his soul. We all make mistakes. I mean, I've drinking and drove, and by the grace of God, the grace of the universe, I never hurt myself or anybody, or but I have felt the shame, every time I would go out because I needed another drink. I needed it. I needed it. I needed it. Or else I would die. I thought I was gonna die if I didn't have another drink. So I would drive to the liquor store. And every time I would feel shamed, man, because I knew I shouldn't have gone out in that condition. This could happen to anybody. This could really happen to anybody. And if you're out there and you've experienced that shame of going out there drinking and driving, not because you're like heading to a party, but because you really need to go get your drink, man. I know what it's like, man, and you're not alone. I've been there. And I don't know where this person is. I hope they're in a better place. I hope they learned their lesson. And yeah, things come crashing down. And I hope this was his bottom, you know? That light pole was down and this whole area was a crash mess for like a year. It took the city that long to fix. I don't know the insurance or this or that, but we had that reminder with us every time we'd go outside our door that, of that accident. It reminded me of it, but it didn't stop me, guys. It didn't stop me from drinking at all. And this is just one example, right? This is just one example of how I've seen the misery of alcohol and alcoholism, and even if I've had examples that people weren't even alcoholics. They just drank too much that night and did the wrong thing or did this and that and just completely ruined their lives. And at the end of the day, it didn't stop me. It didn't stop me from doing it. Why? Why is that? You know what? That's a big question, but I don't think it's a question that needs an answer. What's more important is having an experience. You know, feel that pain. Understand that pain, honestly, is not going to go away. That pain and that self pity and that remorse and that hatred that builds up over time because you keep doing it, you keep drinking, you keep having things happen that you're not proud of because you can't stop drinking because it medicates a part of your soul. It medicates something in you. And it comes a time where it's not worth it, but you do it anyway, and the consequences get more dire. I know. I've been there. I've been there. And trust me, there is a life to live without alcohol. And you just got to surrender, man. Just let it go and then seek help. Seek help, man. Hit me up in the DMs and, you know, find some sober people and ask how they did it. Talk to somebody. If you're lucky enough to have health insurance or can afford it, get treatment, go to detox, get into the rooms of recovery, and surround yourself with people that have been there, because we've all have unique journeys, but the ism is the same, right? And I speak as an alcoholic, but honestly, I'm speaking to addicts. I'm speaking to anybody that has trouble with substances. So yeah, this is another episode of Boom Bap Recovery. I am your host, Flo Rez, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.